Lazo Kamati. Good morning, everyone. I wanted to get on here to talk a little bit about an upcoming show that I'll be doing at Dazzle on October 13th, which is Indigenous Peoples Day at 7 p.m. The show is really important to me, but I realize that I haven't talked with you guys on why it's so important. So first of all, the music's gonna be incredible. Think jazz fused with electronic, funk, rock, which is kind of different than some of the stuff that I do. I mean, it depends on what year it is or what time of year it is. When it's around October, I usually do get more into jazz fusion-y type stuff anyways, but sorry, my dog started barking like crazy at a squirrel, but yeah, I'm gonna be with Chantel Ducart, who's an incredible jazz award-winning pianist. She's also Indigenous, and so that feels really good and exciting to have her perform alongside me with this. We'll also have Jake Hakkarainen on drums. He's an incredible drummer who just played with Randy Brecker for the Electric Giz group that he's in. Randy Brecker's really amazing. And also Andrew Rose, who's played with Grammy-winning musicians like Robert Glasper, Roy Hargrove, Veronica Swift, very stacked musicians. And then I'll be singing and playing a bass on some of the tunes as well. So the music is going to be songs, renditions of some of those classic songs but with a jazzy twist, like White Rabbit by Jefferson Airplane, Heaven by the Lost Lonely Boys, but as well as some original songs that kind of talk about my ancestral stories. I have one song, La Cienega, that is about stolen land that was stolen from my family in the 1800s in New Mexico. And then some songs in Nahuatl, which is one of the indigenous languages of Mexico. But what's interesting about Nahuatl is it's actually very similar to some of the languages of the indigenous people of Utah, which I think just kind of shows that our people have been migrating back and forth throughout Turtle Island. We didn't have North America and Central America. It was all a part of Turtle Island, and it was part of our human existence, our way of life, of going back and forth. It's gonna be really great music, but really more importantly than the music, and the biggest reason, is the show is dedicated to a missing, murdered Indigenous woman, Destiny Alexis Atencio. When I was living in New Mexico, I lived on a reservation called San Ildefonso, and I'm not a tribal member there. My family is indigenous to Texas Yaqui. I'm sure probably some of New Mexico too, just because I have a lot of family from New Mexico as well. But confirmed Texas Yaqui in Mexico. So when I lived there, around 2019, there was this story that came out of this woman whose body was dumped at Camel Rock. Camel Rock is a tourist attraction site because there's this rock formation that looks like a camel, so they call it Camel Rock. But when they discovered her body, she'd already been dead for at least 2 weeks based off of the decomposition. And fast forward to now, her case is still remain unsolved. And due to this injustice, her mom passed away due to grief when this happened, shortly after they found out about her death. And then shortly after the mom's passing away, the grandmother passed away due to grief and due to injustice. So the show is dedicated to her. We can't forget these people. About 5 years ago is when I started really seeing missing, murdered Indigenous women, that movement really becoming prominent in the news and on social media. And in so many ways, it was amazing, and I'm so thankful that we have this movement. But that movement doesn't end there. It hasn't. We still have so much work to do because there's still Indigenous women and Indigenous people, period, that are being kidnapped, trafficked, murdered at really high rates compared to other demographics in this country. So we can't forget their names, and we can't let them be brushed under the rug, even though the news would like us to and the media would like us to. We have to keep speaking out for them because they can't speak out for themselves. So all the ticket sales after I pay for the band, all of it's going to be donated to this nonprofit, Tewa Women United. They're an organization that work with Indigenous women in northern New Mexico to end violence towards Native women. They work around reproductive justice, gender justice, and environmental justice, because all of these issues are connected with one another. A couple years ago, when I did the Jazz Odyssey Presents series show at Spangalang, we were able to raise some money in tips and donate it to them, and I think that I just love their work so much, and it seems like you guys really resonated with what this organization does as well, that I really want to do more for this organization, because they're doing really important work that we need right now, especially right now. So if this is something that speaks to you and is something that you resonate and align with, please do come to this show. You can get tickets at dazzledenver.com, or my link is in the bio of my Instagram. Yeah, the music is going to be uplifting and geared towards humanity. I guarantee that you're going to love the music, but it's all of these things. It's the music, it's what we stand for as a community. So yeah, get your tickets, and I hope to see you there. Thank you so much.